Hello guys, so in this video we will continue from the script include series. This is the second video. In the first one, I showed you how to use a script include from service side. The example was creating an incident, and then uh, after the creation we called a script include that we created, and then we populated the business service field. So in this case we will do something similar, but since the idea here is to show you how to use script includes in client side, so I will not create a business rule but a client script for incidents as well. So the idea, let me open the incident table. The idea here in this example will be uh, it's really slow. So when I change the short description, and in my mind, when I put in the short description the word, if the short description contains the word SAP portal, so this configuration item will be uh, pre-populated with this CI SAP Web 01, and this will be dynamically just when I update the short description field. So let's go to the script include. Let's refresh EU regarding the first one because I can show you the differences. So we created this incident EU choose. This is not client callable, and we are using from our business rule from the first example. So as you can see, basically it's a class with few functions. You can just add functions here, and it's the same concept for client side, but the difference you will see by default, by out of the box, this header will show you a different uh, script, and I will explain. So as I told you before, usually when we are creating a script include to use from client side, it's not a rule, but people usually put the Ajax name because I have open here because I will show you. This is part of the script include client side. So we put the Ajax name in the name of the script include. Yeah, but doesn't matter. But you can see this. So when I check the client callable as true, as you can see, this is different. We are not only passing, in this case we have prototype and then an object, a block with all our functions. But in this case, when I'm using the client callable check, ServiceNow extends another script include. This script include is to get the parameter, because to use a script include from client side we need to pass some parameters, and this script include out of the box has this function here. I can show you quickly because that's not the idea. Yeah, let's leave this open, and later I can show you. So but basically that's the difference, and it impacts how we call the script include. So let's go. First, let's create our function. Will be SAP issue function. This case I will not pass any parameter. So I will just receive the short description, right? That's the idea when the short description contains SAP portal. So description. So the CI will be dynamically uh, filled, right? So let's yeah, that's the difference here, and I will explain. So basically, when we are using a script include from client side, we pass parameters. It's not a rule, but that's the common. So from the when like I onload or on change a field, I can pass. I can create a GlideAjax, and in this you create the GlideAjax in the client script. So basically, what the GlideAjax do is to call your script include name. First parameter always syspar name. This is out of the box. You need to put syspar name between quotes and then the name of the function you have in your script include. And also, if you need, usually we need to pass the parameters. And in this case, the other parameters, besides the name of the function, you can use, this is a convention, but usually we use syspar and then underscore and the name that makes sense to you. In our case, it will be syspar short underscore description, and then here I will pass the gform, and I will get the short description value, and then we can work on it. Okay, so I will also open a client script just to show you like in the same time. But yeah, let's continue here. So in this case, if our short description contains, by contains, I will use, not sure if you are familiar with, but I'll use the index of. Index of, usually you can check if a string contains another string, and usually what it returns to you is the position of the string when the index of matches this string. In this case, if matches the SAP portal inside the whole string of the short description, this will return the position. But the idea here is when the index of didn't match the string you are testing here, so it returns -1. So the idea here is if this is different -1, which means they match, because in my case it doesn't matter which position, I just want to check if contains or not. So if it's not -1, and so we can give like a true, or we can just return the CSID of the CI. I think it's better. So let's go to the CI service. We will use SAP Web 01. No, I think it's Web 01. Sorry, it's not CI service, it's CI only, is the configuration item. the idea here. So yeah, web 01, web 01. Yes, finally. So let's get this ID just to be quick, and then yeah, in this case, I put here return nothing. If so, yeah, let's continue with the client script with the GlideAjax I create, and then it will make more sense to you if I can do it this way. So let's go to create a client script for instance, get set CI, the name, yes, desktop. So we will choose on change. So on change, you define the variable you want to watch. If it's changed, so in our case, it will be short description. So we can type here like if new value, which means if I put a new value, I will call our script include, and then everything will happen. So ServiceNow, I put this link to you in the description of this video because it's interesting, and yeah, it's nice to understand better how works GlideAjax. Yeah, that's the basic. Usually, as I explained to you, I will copy this here, paste it here, and yeah, let's go step by step. Let's remove the comments. Well, let's go. First, let's save. First, let's save your script include. Set is equal for. Oh, okay. This is new from Utah. I'm not fully familiar with this, but basically it's like a role that can be defined as a security on when you are trying to call the scripting code. So yeah, basically you can put like a really basic role. Like I'm not sure if sense return is here. Yeah, I'll explain better later. Yeah, this is a new feature just to execute. It's like this role is needed to execute, but yeah, in your case you can put like a really basic role because yeah, all the users should be able to execute these things. So yeah, we have our script include created. So that's the name we need to put here. Yeah, you can change the name to makes more sense to you, but basically it's the GlideAjax is like the glide record. We just put the name of the incident, sorry, the script include here, as I explained, as the first add param. This is needed, at least this one is needed, is the name of the function. In our case is SAP issue, and yeah, now it's calling the function, and here in our case we need a parameter. So this get parameter connects with this add parameter in the GlideAjax. So that's the idea here. In this method, as I explained before, here this is from here. So ServiceNow in this abstract Ajax processor has many functions needed or useful when we are doing a Ajax call. yeah, I will not deep dive Ajax, but I put the documentation. I think it's really useful to take a look on it. But yeah, let's continue. So as the first parameter, I will define our short description, and here we can put everything. Like I could put like the new value, and I will do this. In this case, I will put the new value, but because this is on change, but otherwise I could put like form get value and the name of the field. I want to get the value. Yeah, you can pass whatever you have access here. So in our case, it's new value and it's fine. And GlideAjax works with this get XML. There are other ways to get the XML, but the get XML without wait, it's the best one because it's asynchronous. The wait to have the response, and this is not good for performance for user experience. So get XML is the best way to get this answer from your scripting code. So let's keep the get XML, and the parameter you put here is the name of a callback function that will return the answer to you. And all this line, the answer you can change, but this line you keep as is because this will be the answer. Doesn't matter which answer, but it will be the answer. You define it here. In our case, empty or the syslog of the configuration item. So let's change the name. Hello WordPress. Not doesn't make sense. So we can put here like SAP issue, like the same name, and change here the real function. You can put this out of the if because this is a function, so it doesn't matter where this is. And yeah, okay, basically from the client side, we have everything. We created a script include to get the short description value, and we are checking here if this short description contains this value. In case yes, so we are passing a configuration item, configuration item CI to populate this field automatically based on the short description change. So now just to finish, we have the answer. So in our case, the answer will be empty or a syslog. So we can put something like if answer, which means answer not empty or it's something. We will use the answer to set the value of, I think it's CMDBCI, the name of the field, but let's check. Let's open a new tab to keep the others. This is common for developers, so let's come back to the instance. Yes, here. Let's open here this one. Yeah, if you give a double click, you can see the internal names of the fields in the form. So in our case, it's CMDBCI. So this is script code. This is the client script. So we are set the value to answer. And yeah, a nice thing to do when you pass strings, just to enforce it's a string. You can use plus empty quotes or choose string, but I prefer plus uh, empty quotes because just to enforce that this will be a string what is needed. We are just passing the sysID just to avoid any different kind of return here. So let's see if it's working or not. Seems good. Okay, so I have a problem. Let's update the short description. I have a problem with SAP portal. No, sorry. I because I saved this before. Yeah, before this. Uh, Short description. Let's just check everything is fine. Yeah. What we can do here is okay. Let's test again. I have a problem with SAP portal. Yeah. As you can see, if I change this, I have a problem with SP. Yeah, in this case, we didn't define like to clean, but we can do this here. Yeah, actually, it's a good one. If the answer is empty, so we can clear. Yeah, that's not a real case, right? But just to show you that it's working. Let's save it. Let's refresh. Yeah, I have a problem with SAP portal. Okay, working. I have a problem with service portal. Yeah, because yeah, it's not SAP portal, and we need to put like the same. I think it's not case sensitive, the index of, but yeah, even though they will not, it this is not matching only part of the string. So service portal is not the same. It's not a machine learning here or something. But yeah, I think it's useful, right? You can use these in variables. You can use this. Yeah, most of the uses in client scripts because yeah, when you need like to access reference fields, when you need to check, like the name, the install status of this a service, something more dynamical, not only when you create or update from server side, but when you need to change like here on time. This is really useful and pretty handy. Okay guys, I hope you like it. In the next video you'll explain a little bit more about extensions and examples, more examples inside the platform out of the box. I hope you like it, and yeah, see you.